Hey guys, we are back. As y'all know, if you see me, you know it's our day to talk. Okay, so I'm super excited because y'all know Tuesdays and Thursdays we have educational days, and if I can, stick in a live just sporadically. So it's very important that you subscribe and also hit the bell if you want to catch those lives with me, which are great because we be talking about everything. You get to ask me live questions, and whatever else you choose to do, you have the opportunity. Before we really get started, I really want to tell you guys, do not miss out on the meet and greets that I'm coming to. I'm coming to New York September 12th and 13th, and I am coming to Houston 11th and 12th. You do not want to miss those times. You get to meet me, hug me, thank me, whatever. I get to love on you guys, meet some of the amazing people that I have been able to pour into over these years. So I really want you guys, if you have the chance to come, it's open to men and women, anyone who have been inspired by me in any way or just want to meet me, make sure you get your ticket. That information is the community section, and it's also down here. You can get your tickets if you want to do a one-on-one with me, which I'm offering for a couple of people on Friday, and then on Saturday a meet and greet at a private home, which is going to be in a home setting, so that address is not going to be given out. It's only be given out to the people who purchase a ticket. So make sure you get your ticket. The ticket for just the meet and greet is $25. So make sure you get that information below. I'm sorry, y'all. So make sure you get that information below. My phone keeps going off. Okay. So make sure you get that information, or make sure you get your tickets. I'm only opening it up to 50 people, and it's starting to wind down. So with that being said, make sure you get your tickets for that. Also, I want to tell you guys, I hope you checked out my Amazon store, because at the end of the day, this Amazon store, as I do every this week, I'm gonna be adding more products, and within this Amazon store, I love Amazon. I support Amazon in any shape and form, but I know that's a place that everybody I typically who follows me typically can get products from. So I have put products there that are great for Outbreaks, which is going to be great for this series, because this series is the Outbreak series. This Outbreak series is going to be good. It's going to go from this July all the way into the end, like into August. So this is a great opportunity for you guys to learn about outbreaks. If you have questions or concerns, please put those in the comment section, because this is going to be a great opportunity to learn it. But the store is going to be great because I'm going to add products into this store, which I already have a good bit of products in there now. Supplements, essential oils, things of that nature, even brand name products in there that you can purchase if you can't get to the store or whatever. This is your opportunity to order those products, get brought to your house in 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 4.5 hours, a day, whatever. With Amazon, I love Amazon, so I know how they function. Soon enough, it's going to be in a day, like quick, with the Prime. So look out for that. It's coming, and Prime Now Day is coming. I'm excited. Amazon. Okay, but I'm tripping. But they're not sponsored this, but I would love for them to. But at the end of the day, guys, make sure you check that out. The information will be below as well to check out that store. I also have information in there about lubricant, really great lubricant you can use. Also dental dams, if you guys are looking for dental dams. Books as well. My book will be in there too, so if you want to purchase my book as well, it'll be all included in the Amazon store. So as y'all know, like I just said, this series that we're starting is the Outbreak series. I am going to talk about various things pertaining to outbreaks, because a lot of people are a little confused how outbreaks work, what they look like, how to deal with them, the myths behind outbreaks, the difference between an outbreak and shedding, or prodome, or all of this other stuff. It's so many things, and I have done a lot of videos pertaining to outbreaks, but I wanted to get to a point where I kind of like put everything in one little like time frame where you guys can get the information, and it's easy to find. A lot of the information I talked about was in a video, or it was a very old video and things like that, and I have learned so much for the 2 years that I've been on YouTube. So I really love to come back and kind of redo those videos, keep the old videos, but really do the videos as well for you guys, and kind of put it in a more updated time, a more updated information, and things that I have learned and tricks I have learned to help you get through an outbreak. So this first video is the symptoms, guys, the symptoms of an outbreak. So let me tell y'all what an outbreak is. An outbreak outbreak is when the virus comes to the surface of your skin, okay? It comes to the surface of your skin. That can be physically or you cannot see it, okay? Two different outbreaks. I like to tell y'all that because a lot of people think like, well, what is an outbreak? An outbreak is quote unquote when the virus is active. That is a outbreak, okay? Many people think an outbreak is bumps. No. Sores, no. Blisters, no. That's not an outbreak. That is a symptom of a outbreak. So I like to break that down because we kind of like mixing up our outbreak and symptoms. Okay, outbreak, symptoms are under it, okay? And it's a load of our symptoms that we'll talk about in a minute. But I just want you guys to know what an outbreak is. It's when the virus, herpes simplex virus, type 1 or type 2, or come to the surface, come to the skin. It's not a skin disease, guys. This is not a skin disease. This virus is not in your skin. It just raised to the skin and transmitted skin to skin. Or possibly if somebody's having an outbreak and they're using a cup, virus can get into the cup through saliva or through the fluid of the virus can go into the cup through the fluid, and the fluid is used as a host at the time. Now the virus don't last long, but it's possible, okay? Just like to tell y'all that. So, let me tell you. Okay. Outbreak. Physical, active outbreak that comes to the surface. Now y'all are thinking, okay, Belize, but that shedding stuff. That's a whole nother video for another day, but I'm going to share a quick bit because it's still an active outbreak. Shedding, physical outbreak are still outbreaks. Shedding is a outbreak, guys. I know that they told us that this is shedding by itself, but it is still an outbreak because the virus is still transmittable at the time of shedding. So my whole thing is I want y'all to get into your mind that shedding is also an outbreak as well. It's just not all the time and you don't see it, okay? But it is small ways to control it. The same way it is to control your outbreaks. The same way you control your outbreaks, you can control your shedding, which we'll talk about treatments as well throughout this series. But I just want you guys to get in your head that shedding is an outbreak as well. It's an active outbreak. I just don't see it. It's not all the time, but it can happen. That's why it's important to disclose, which I want you guys to go to my videos of my last series, which was the herpes disclosing series, which is great. Had 5 videos, so make sure you guys watch that. That information will be popping up on top of these videos throughout the time that we spend together, okay? So, just wanted to kind of clear that up because I hear so many people talk about that and I'm like, no, shedding is an outbreak. All these things like that. All right, cool. So, as y'all know, no sex during outbreaks. Cool. But as we know, shedding, you just don't know. So, you're going to have to just do what you can pertaining to your treatments or taking something to reduce it or using stuff, which is condoms or dental dams, things of that nature. So, like I said, that's treatment time, product time. We'll talk about that very soon. So, symptoms, guys. So, the symptoms of an outbreak. Now, I'm going to talk from a standpoint of when you initially get an outbreak, and I'm going to also talk from a standpoint of ongoing or reoccurring outbreaks. Okay, so initial, when you first get your outbreak, you can have fever. Okay, so you can have a fever. You can have, so a fever, is a really big one. Like, that's how you kind of know that the virus is fresh and new. It's because you get a fever. Everybody don't get a fever. Now, I want to tell y'all this. Every symptom I say may not be your symptoms. You may not ever experience these, but it's for you to know them and for you to just be aware of them, okay? So I don't want you looking for this, that, this, that. That may not happen to you, but as we know, symptoms are letting you know that it has occurred in someone before, and they let you know that it's something that's common that's happening for individuals who have this virus. So it's just something for you to look out for, just like for a cold or anything else. These are just symptoms that many people may experience. I'm sorry, y'all, my nose is itching. So a fever is one of the one that lets you know that it's fairly new. Now, it don't happen for everybody. So just to take that out, that's for my international people who kind of like, how did I know this new whatever? Most people who they end up having fever. For me, I had a fever. Now, outside of that, you may not know because it's different. I want to also say this. Every initial outbreak is not the worst. Okay, I'm gonna kill that now. Every initial outbreak is not the worst. Now, mine was bad, and all my reoccurring now are not that bad. They're very much manageable. But my first one, I swear I thought I was gonna die. You know, but that's just me. And everybody pain tolerance is different. It's not painful for everybody. So it bothers me a little bit when everybody says it's painful, but it's not painful for everybody. Sometimes it don't hurt other people. So everybody pain tolerance is different. Now, like I say, the information that we see or the information we learn is just over time research. This is what they have seen and they would have noticed. So you may see, oh, they say, you know, you go on CDC website or American Sexual Association or WebMD, and they're going to say painful blisters, sores, or ulcers. You might experience none of that. You may experience none of those symptoms. None of them. And that confuses us, individuals who didn't, you know, when we first found out, or if people who are watching my video who's wondering they have herpes, that confuses you because you're like, well, I don't have any of that. So I guess I don't have herpes. And that may not be true. You may still have herpes. You may just have other symptoms. Okay. So the other symptoms are, as we know, sores. So it could be open or closed. It can be blisters. It can be cold sores. Like I'm going to tell you, cold sores or fever blisters. It can be pimples for some people. It's like a pimple. It looks like ingrown hair for some people. Some people, it looks like little thin cuts, like paper cuts for some people. Some people it's just itching and scream itching. Some people it's tingling. And when I mean tingling, for example, you remember when you was a kid and you used to jump down off something and your feet at the bottom get this tingling feeling? It's like that. It could be a tingling, which can be all over the body or in the given area that you have the outbreak. So that can be on your face or on your lips or inside your mouth. Some people it be in their groin area or their anus or anything like that, or on their thighs or on their butt, wherever they may have it. So I just want you guys to know that it could be tingling, itching. It can be aching, like aching pain all over the body. So I'm going to tell you this. This is a big one that is being ignored because many people have not realized they've been having herpes for a long time, just thinking, oh, my body just aches when I get my period, or when I get my period I get this little small bump and I don't think nothing about it, or when I was pregnant, you know, I got these bumps down there and you know, they didn't hurt or nothing, but it just off and on throughout my pregnancy, or throughout my pregnancy I was aching a lot, but I was thinking just because I was pregnant, or since I've had menopause, you know, my body's just aching more than normal, or you know, things like that. Or for some people, if you have other hormonal conditions that you have just noticed that your body just aching, or you've been getting these little bumps or something like that, I want you guys to understand that aching is not always a symptom of whatever you're going through, because some scientists say our body could be aching because you're moving a lot, you slept wrong, all these other things. But if you have noticed that it's consistent around a time, then you may, it could have been herpes, a symptom of herpes the whole time. So aching all over the body. Some people body just ache all over. Some people it aches in the areas that they're having their outbreaks in. So it could be their butt, where it's hurting under their butts really bad, where it's like a sharp pain, like, you know, somebody stabbing you or whatever. If you're a woman, you have menstrual, you already know. Whoo, that don't hurt. It ain't even like a cramp pain. It's just like an aching pain or a stabbing pain. It could be in your butt area, all in your legs. Some people it's in their feet, all this stuff like that. So I just want you to know, you know, and one thing about that symptom, it's kind of hard to treat. You know, pain meds, soaking, things of that nature. But that's that one symptom that is very hard to treat. Many people ask me about this symptom all the time, but that is one of the symptoms that is so hard to treat, because at the end of the day, for some people it's ongoing, and then for some people it's just very unbearable, and it's not much, you know, doctors have found out that they can do other than giving you pain meds, and it's not much I have found, you know, naturally. It's things that you can do, which, like I said, which I will talk about later. But like I said, it's an ongoing thing, and I'm a strong person of don't do nothing for too long, because you do it too long, your body get used to it, and now that whatever you're doing is not feasible anymore, or your body's just like, that ain't gonna do nothing for me anymore. But I'm all down for giving you guys different things that you can do for that pain. But also I want you guys to understand, for that pain, it's a trial and error, because what works for you may not work for the other. So I want you guys to also realize that. So if you are one of those people, and I kind of like stopping on this one, but if you are a person who have like aching pains, please below, please below, put what you use, because I got so many ladies who are struggling with this, and I really want to give them as many ideas or many products as possible that they can try, and if it works for them, you have just really blessed somebody's heart. Okay? So that you got aching. Another thing you have for women, we can have discharge. Now the discharge look different for everybody, but you can have discharge during an outbreak. So that can be a symptom as well. What's the other one? Fatigued. Some people get really tired. Some people get migraines, like really bad headaches. Swollen lymph nodes of the neck or in the groin area. That can happen as well. What's the other ones? I think that's all of them. Yeah. Itching. Y'all, I'm going off the top of my dome. So, itching. Okay. Yeah. So, I believe that's all of them. They not. Y'all, I'm going to put them below. Or I'll remind y'all in the next video. But those are the basic symptoms for herpes. And I want you guys to understand that just because you're having these symptoms, for my individuals who are just watching, doesn't mean you have herpes, because a lot of these symptoms can go with something else outside of the bumps and stuff. I want you guys to know you can have ulcers or sores or whatever for HPV, which can be warts, or you can also have it for syphilis as well. So I really want you guys to not always assume that it's herpes, because it may not. You could be having an allergic reaction to something, or having a bad rash or anything. Oh, it can look like a rash as well. So all these things. So please don't assume all the time. The best thing to do, and I tell you guys, if you have any of these symptoms, I am not your first person to go to. If you do come to me, this is what I will tell you: go to the doctor and get tested. I have so many people come in my inbox like, look at the fit, look at this picture, look at that. I am not a doctor, y'all. I am not a doctor. I have not went to school to be a doctor, and if I choose to go to school to be a doctor, I am not going to be an MD. So with that being said, guys, I really want you to understand it's important to get tested, because you never know what it is. And I would hate for you to assume it's herpes and it's something else. Okay, because it happens. Where people are treating it like it's herpes, like they'll come and reach out to me and they say, oh, well, you know, I believe I have herpes, or what treatments I can use. Okay, and I feel like you think you have herpes, I mean, you probably went to go get tested or whatever, you're getting tested, and you just want to kind of, you know, for sure, you just did your research, and they ask for treatments. They do all these treatments, and then later on down the line, they may not ever reach out to me, and never go back. But it may get worse. So my whole thing is, I really want you guys to understand, going to the doctor is your saving grace. You just need to know for sure this is what it is. Because sometimes it simply could be something else. Because many of these symptoms are very common for so many other conditions, so many other things. So you do not want to misdiagnose yourself. And please stop self-diagnosis. Stop self-diagnosing. Go to the doctor and get your diagnosis. It's better to know that you have it and not know it, because many people don't know. So it's better to know for sure what you're dealing with and not to know and just assuming what you're dealing with. And it may not be that. And now you think you have herpes, and you may not have herpes. You may have a whole nother condition or something that you can get rid of. You just never know. So don't assume. So those are the symptoms. I just wanted to kind of share that with you guys. I hope that helped y'all with the basic symptoms that are out there for herpes. Some that people don't really pay much attention to, but it's possible for you. So I hope this helped. Make sure you share this video, like this video, comment below of any symptoms that you may have that was kind of like out the norm, and you want to share it. Post it below. Post it below, but just know we'll be back here once again next couple of days with some new information. And anything you want to add to this series, please put it below and I will look into it and add it. So I love you guys. If you need me, you know where to find me: www.stdlifecoach.com. You can set up sessions there. I have a frequently asked questions section there. So if you got some questions, you're like, man, I need to get these questions answered, go over to there. I have information there. I got a couple of blogs there as well. I also have the information about the tour there as well. You can get your tickets and information there, but that's also here too. So there you go, guys. I love you guys. If you want to order a book, you can order it on my site as well. So I love you guys, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.